Spurgeon here with RevZilla to talk to you today about this Spidi Evotourer leather jacket available at RevZilla.com. So what you're getting with the Evotourer is a refined vintage leather look, but with more of a sport bike design. So this is for those riders out there that, maybe you're on a Thruxton or you're on something a little bit more vintage in style, or maybe you just have an older sport bike and you want something that's going to be comfortable, sporty, yet you don't want that crazy flashy style. The Evotourer is definitely going to be one for you to consider. Think 2 to 3 season functionality. It's definitely going to be great for the fall, for the spring. You can stretch it a little bit into the warmer months of the year, a little bit the cooler months of the year if you go ahead and layer up, but there's no real direct venting on this, so it's not something I'd probably stretch into the hottest months of the year. So when you're taking a look at the jacket from a sizing standpoint, Juice on my left-hand side, he stands at 5'10", weighs 195 pounds, and has a 42-inch chest. According to Spidi's size chart, he should be a 52. We've actually sized him down one full size to the 50. You're going to see it fits him spot on, but again, he has more of an athletic build. So if you like your jacket to fit nice and tight, then I would recommend going ahead and sizing down one size. If you want more of a relaxed fit, then you'd probably want to go ahead and go with the regular size in which the size chart recommends. Now, sizes will range from a 46 up to a 58. You have 2 different colors available. There is a black version as well as the brown and black version that Juice is wearing on my left-hand side. Now, the Evotourer is going to come in around the $600 price point. This is going to be, in the upper end of Spidi's leather line. If you wanted to take a considerable step up from this, you could look at something like the Super R. Now, the Super R is going to be a little bit flashier, but it's still going to have more of that vintage sport bike look. The leather is not going to be this nubuck, kind of a soft feel to it. It is going to be more of a hard, crunchier leather that you'd see in an older vintage style leather jacket. So that's the reason you'd really consider making the bump to the Super R. But for those of you out there that are looking for something a little bit more vintage inspired, maybe a little more cafe inspired, around the $600 price point, the Evotourer is going to be one to consider. And really what's interesting about this is the leather. So it's going to be a 0.8 to 0.9 millimeter nubuck leather. It feels almost like a suede, very soft hand to this. And as you work your way down, you are going to have armored plates on the shoulders, but they're going to be covered in leather. So it's not going to be that exposed warrior armor like we're seeing on some of the more aggressive sport jackets. Again, kind of maintaining that style, really working with this. And that's one of the things that I really like about Spidi is they really work with the style that the audience is intended for. So with this, they really know this is going for that more vintage sport aesthetic, and they didn't give you the big flashy warrior armor. Instead, that leather covered armor works really well in here. And then that CE rated armor underneath is going to be their ForceTech armor. Now, what's really cool about the ForceTech, super thin, super comfortable. You can barely see that it's in there, and when you're wearing it, you really can't feel it. It's completely malleable, and it works with the jacket from a comfort standpoint as well as to keep you safe. On the inside of the arm, you're going to have a stretch material, which is going to add range of motion and comfort. It allows for a little bit of breathability in the warmer months, so you are getting a little bit of air passing through there. Nothing too crazy. And then you do have a zip entry at the cuff with a snap, and then you do have that refinement of the leather gusset on the inside. Now, as we work our way down the chest, you're going to notice the absence of pockets on the chest. There will be hand warmer pockets on either side, but really clean lines, minimal branding. You have the Spidi embossed in the collar, but other than that, very minimal branding with this piece, and it's just a simple leather jacket. Juice, go ahead and face sideways for me. Strike the riding position. Snap adjuster at the waist, about 1.5 inches of adjustment on either side. What you will notice is the large accordion stretch panels that work its way from the top of the shoulder all the way down underneath the arm. If you are in more of that full tuck sport position, gives you great range of motion, especially combined with that stretch material that we saw working up the inner arm. And Juice, go ahead and face backwards for me. As we take a look down the back, sticking with that theme of minimalized branding, there is going to be that Spidi logo that's done across the top, but it's going to be the brown on brown. And I love the way that Spidi does their leather stitching with this. And again, I've got a few Spidi jackets of my own. I've got some Spidi race suits. And I love the fact that their logo doesn't have to continue all the way through. There's kind of almost where it starts and it just works itself right off the page. And they do a great job of giving you that real sporty kind of a feel. But with this, it doesn't feel overdone. So I feel like they've really kind of refined their logo and, again, understood the audience in which the piece is going for. Now, the one thing you want to add to this is you want to go ahead and add the Warrior back protector. You've got CE rated armor at the elbow and the shoulders. Go ahead and just make sure you're throwing a back protector in there so you are protected on your back as well. Juice, you may face forward, on snap and on zip for me, my friend. On the inside of this, the one thing you'll note, Again, very clean, simple lines, mesh lining. There is going to be the little connection point if you want to add the thermal liner for the colder months of the year. You can add a waterproof liner too, but it's leather, so most people aren't going to be taking the leather jacket out if it's raining. But you can add either the thermal or the waterproof liner depending on how you want to use the jacket. Juice, you can go ahead and zip up for me. So if you're looking for something that's going to be sport inspired, but you want something a little bit more mature in its look, the Evotourer from Spidi is definitely one to consider. Now, there's a lot of folks out there utilizing Spidi jackets. If you want to hear more about what they have to say, now's the time where you click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting their Spidi jackets through its paces. Now, if you want to talk to one of our gear geeks as to which jacket is right for you and your riding style, give them a shout, 877-792-9455, or simply shoot over an email to cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Spidi Evotourer jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.